dedicated to all the pretty girls, all the pretty girls in the world, and the ugly girls too. Cause to me you pretty anyway, baby. You give me your number, I call you up. You act like your pussy on interrupt. I don't have no trouble with you fucking me, but I have a little problem with you not fucking me. Baby, you know I'ma take care of you, cause you say you got my baby and I know it ain't true. Is it a good thing? No, it's bad, bitch. For good or worse, makes you switch.
So Jaden, look, it's only a couple more records left on the album, man. Like, what you think I should put on now?
What?
Really? Nah, come on, man. People heard that. I mean, I got some hot records. I got The Rain. I got What should I do next?
What?
All right, look, you know what? Look, I'm gonna just go on. I'm gonna pick my own. I'm gonna put something else on. All right, man. Fine. Wicked wild, wild. Wicked wild. Wicked wild. Wicked wild, wild west. Jim West, Desperado, Rough Rider. No, you don't want nada. None of this. Six gunning this, brother running this. Buffalo Soldier. Look, it's like I told you. Any damsel that's in distress, be out of that dress when she meet Jim West. Roughneck, so go check the law on the buy. Watch your step will flex and get a hole in your side. Swallow your pride. Don't let your lip react. You don't wanna see my hand where my hip be at. With Artemis from the start of this, running the game. James West, taming the West. So remember the name. Now who you gonna call? Not the GB. Now who you gonna call? If you ever riff with either one of us, break out before you get bum rushed at the
That's Ro. That's Ro.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, Ro.
What's up, bro? All right, guys. Tuned in. Good to go.
I'm a freestyle. Whatever your topic is, I'm ready.
All right, well, we back with Xposed. I know it's been a while, guys. We've been taking care of a lot of personal stuff, some self-care. So I appreciate everybody who has been,
patient.
Just patient and, that work with us. Unfortunately, we couldn't. Guests couldn't make it today, so today we just gonna,
Freestyle
tune in and talk about some great achievements that's been happening in the media, and just overall in our communities and our culture. It's a lot of positive things that are happening.
Absolutely. But shout out to a lady. She's a great comedian out in the Bronx. She's dope as hell. So she will be up here eventually right now. But just give her a quick shout out. Check her out on Instagram as well. It's a lady, a comedian.
Yeah, I am lady. I am lady. Check her out on Instagram. Funny, talented, and beautiful. Shout out to her.
Yes.
But we are back on Xposed, guys. So how was your week? How was your weekend? How was your weeks? Like it's been about 2 weeks. It's been a while.
It feels like a month to me because I lost track of time. It's been good. Just trying to get adjusted to Jordan's school schedule. Still,
that mom life.
It's kicking my butt.
Shout out to all the moms out there that's definitely hustling and keeping it 10 toes down and trying to keep themselves together as well as the kids. I know it's a lot going on right now.
It's a lot. I need a haircut. Shout out to my hairdresser because I need to cut the rest of this off. That was the purpose, and it's growing out like a wildebeest. It's like real full now. It's like, what happened?
Yeah, man.
So, but definitely, it's been a rough but amazing week. In everything, there's always something, but you just gotta smile through it all. So that's I believe a lot of people have been, at the point of the transformational period. Rel, I don't know. We got Rel on the phone. Cash from Pillow Talk.
From Pillow Talk.
I was just waiting for my intro so I could jump in and jump all on you.
I got you, Rel. I got you, Rel. Listen.
It's always about the mother, not about the father. Who
listen, Rel.
This homework was done and ate and got a shower so I can call in.
This is why you gotta come in, Rel. We need you to come in. But I know, shout out to all the pops and the fathers too.
Yeah.
Oh, now we get the shout.
Shout out to all of the hardworking men out there. That's also whether you are single father or you're parenting. What was that called? Co-parenting out there. That's holding it down as well, and help raising these kids. With all the craziness that's going on. So we appreciate you, Rel.
We do. We definitely appreciate you, Rel. And all the other dads, we appreciate you.
Especially, shout out to my pops. Shout out to my pops. Because he's a real one.
Whatever.
Shout out to the dad. We said shout out to the dad. I got to say shout out to y'all because in times when you need, that good optimistic advice, you guys.
Here comes Dad.
Listen.
Dad comes in the room. Thank you. I say thanks to Russell. We bump heads all the time, but I love my daddy.
But yeah, shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. But
to Dad.
Like I've been saying, it's been a transformation period. I think in everybody's life where it's out with the old habits and with the new, embracing the new. A lot of reflection.
Absolutely.
A lot of acceptance. I know for me, I've definitely been going through that transformation. It's growing pains, but it's worth it at the end. So I hope, guys, if you are, it's been a rough journey. I don't think a lot of people are aware. I kind of hold a lot of stuff. Try to be strong for everything. You know what I'm saying? But we made it through. It's been some ups and downs, but it finally happened. And it felt good. I'll tell you that. It felt good. It felt real good.
I'm happy that she made that move because I know I'm right behind her. Mom, I'm coming.
Yeah, definitely. She was driving me nuts too, man.
I'm on my Mom. I'm coming. Save me a spot by the beach.
Definitely be a good trip. Definitely be a good trip, a getaway trip. When I'm over New York with all the hustle and bustle and sirens and everything like that that's going on, a lot of craziness as usual in New York.
Yeah.
But
Y'all see my face when y'all say the
that's
hustle?
because you deal with the trains all day.
I
and
deal
you
with
in
every
the city.
When I up, when I down, I'm over it.
Yo, bro, how has your weeks been going? How's everything flowing with you?
I don't know. I'm not one of them quasar moon and the phases people.
You get on my nerve.
But
so you don't acknowledge that there's changes going on around.
Oh,
yeah,
I
so,
do.
so that's
I
what
do.
I'm
I
saying.
just don't study it. I'm aware of it. I'm not educated in it. I tried to do the numerology thing a while ago. I said it as a joke, but what I was saying was,
What
right
you mean
now,
you're not educated in it? If you aware of something, you are educated because you recognize it.
I mean, well, I guess practice it. I don't really get too deep into it, but I definitely recognize it exists.
There's some changes. Yeah, I agree. See, I went well with that.
It is a good practice to express it. I'm not saying you got to get deep in it unless it's an emotional roller coaster for you. But I'm just saying, things that you are aware of. It would be, good for people who can relate to the way you think to hear it. So they won't, they won't feel alone in the thought process.
Well, that's what I said. What I was alluding to is just like, right now, I don't think it's our season per se or my season per se. And so I have learned to listen to the universe, and I'm taking the back seat right now and just letting other people shine or just letting other things be, but continuing to work in the background on what I need to work on.
Not for too long.
You made a valid point, Ro. I think you made a valid. See, this is what I'm talking about. Listen, we needed that.
What?
We needed that. What we just said. He said now that's important. Taking a back seat.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people. I think I've been a victim of that a little bit. Taking a back seat. Sometimes I can be a little bit impatient when things are not happening for me right away, or how I wanted to see it, and just accepting that sometimes you have to take a back seat, regroup, think it through, and then just come back when everything is clear and you see the bigger picture.
Yep, when it's your time again.
When it's your time.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because everything come in waves, at least in my experience, and I really just speak on my own. But yeah, if this isn't my time right now, it's my job to still maintain and still prosper, but maybe not necessarily the way I thought I would. You know what I mean? And I've learned to just not worry about things.
Right.
As long as the family is good and everybody is still
exactly.
eating and stuff, I'm good out here. And it's not that I'm always blessed. It's not that I don't have a lot of stuff going on. It's just certain things that I was working on to take a back seat. And
Right.
I'm comfortable with that if it means in the long run something great is going to come.
That's the truth.
So I want to ask you, what are some of the examples is when you say take a back seat? Are you, are you focus on like hobbies, things that you like to do other than...
Oh, yeah. So, with the Pillow Talk, our show and everything, if people ask or have been asking, what's going on with the show, and I've been happy to say, it's on hold indefinitely until we feel the time is right again, until we feel we can really put the proper time into it. Like, for me, for Camille, it's not just about doing the show to do it because everybody else is doing it. It's something that we really believe in, something that we want to do, and we want to make sure we do it the right way. But on the flip side, on the day job side of things, for us, we still have our day jobs. It's been promotions and new office spaces and things of that nature. So, like I said, it's just because it may not be our season to work on our show or our separate projects, it doesn't mean we haven't been working on other things. And so I continue to be blessed, and I'm happy. And I still try to help everybody else succeed and work on their dreams or their goals in the meantime.
Absolutely.
So I think you made a really valid point. And for those who are tuned in and on live, it is important that you wait for your season. All right, guys, you wait for your season. Rel, thank you. I appreciate that. I think you kind of you kind of put me back on track with that, but definitely I keep that in mind, and try to stay productive but not busy. You know, it's definitely a difference between being productive and being busy.
You know what it is too. I want to speak to real quick on that because it's like, all right, for us, we did the show for a year straight, just about, and literally started from nowhere, and nobody knew we were going to do it. We just really woke up one day and said, you know what, now the time is right. And then in that year, it was like a year straight of doing episode after episode, trying to build a brand, and that's fine. And it was getting somewhere, but at the same time, it was taking a lot of energy, and it wasn't moving at the pace we wanted to. So for us, it was like, you know what? How can we reflect on what we've done in the last year?
Yeah, you analyzing it and seeing.
And analyze.
Yeah.
Let's just take a step back and take a break. And when the time is right, we'll get back to it. But we don't feel pressured, pressured by social media. We don't feel pressured by what other people are doing out here, or pressured by family or friends. It's just when we feel things are right, we'll get back to it.
I think that's an important point that you made, as well as feeling pressured by social media. I can honestly say I've been probably a witness to that a few times. And then I had to set back a little bit and just reevaluate on Domo's pace, with everything that's going on, and like you said, analyzing certain areas in your life where you find that it's not working, or where you could work on more, and just not feeling pressure. So I think that's definitely a valuable point that you made. I think that can go a long way with everything that's going on, like I said, in this transformational time, with everything that's going on through social media. So yeah,
I mean, I think everybody should do that. That's been something that we've been working on.
Well, you do it when it's right. When it's right,
you'll know. And that's the thing. When you feel it, when you know it's for you, you're going to make that move. But all that rushing, and I've been noticing so many of us have been rushing into so many things that you just catch yourself making so many mistakes. Right. And I can say that for myself. I was so busy trying to put so many things together that I found myself slipping in other areas that needed my attention. So I had to, within the last, I want to say 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks, started sitting back and just reevaluating how I make moves and how I do things. And there is no set clock on anything that I'm trying to get done. It's going to get done regardless, because what's meant to be is meant to be.
Right.
I'm at a point, and I'm at a point where I can fall back, and I don't care if, I'm proud to announce Beauties and Brunch. We finally have a date for our first brunch. And this is something that I started almost 7-8 months ago. And now,
I was going to say, when we first started, when we first met, you were working on that then, and we've been talking and doing business together almost for a year.
Almost a year, and I've been rushing, thinking I had to prove. Like you said, social media, it did. I felt like I had to prove to people who tried to call me and say, oh, you don't do this, you don't do that. And I had to realize I don't owe anybody but myself. Right. So once I took a step back and really reevaluated where I'm going in my life, and how I'm being so busy trying to prove to those who can't prove for themselves something, I'm making so many mistakes. And not just in my personal, but as a mother, financially. But
just understanding that wasn't your season.
It wasn't my season at all. And then I had to take a step, and I remember telling Domo, the vision I had for Beauties and Brunch, because I was so caught up in trying to keep up with the Joneses and make sure everything ran a certain way so I keep this whatever going. I was so caught up in letting somebody else's vision become mine. And so you had to shake that off, and it was like, hold up, that is not what I saw. That is not what was meant for it to be. This is not what I wanted to do. Oh, you wildin', girl. Sit back and chill. Breathe a little and reevaluate what this was supposed to be about. Right. So now I could say October 20th, Hell's Kitchen is going to have my crew.
Oh, y'all heard that?
Yes, we have
October 20th. It's Hell's Kitchen.
Unfortunately, for the first one, it is private. I wanted to do something different. One thing it was a family member that said it to me. They said, you know what, you've had so many humps in the road. Maybe, Ro, you can understand where I'm coming from too, just like Domo did. You allowed some of the wrong people in your circle before who didn't have the same drive or hunger like you did, or didn't believe in what you spoke about. So she was like, my cousin was like, this time when you do it, make it about what you really stand for, and bring those around you who emulate what you stand for. Not those who, yeah, sis, yeah, none of those. But those who carry that same spirit, that's what you need at the table breaking bread. Because who you break bread with is who you grow with. That's what my cousin, she's an older woman, and she's very spiritual, and she keeps coming at me all the time. She's like, because everything you go through is because God's been trying to tell you, and you hard-headed. She's like, forget God. Even I've been trying to tell you. So this brunch, I'm super proud to announce Beauties and Brunch finally October 20th, 11 to 2. Was it 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right there.
So you might want to tell the people what a little bit about Beauties and Brunch and
so
what Beauties and Brunch are.
I see what's on your mind, Domo. You going to the brunch
she
for
said
the booty.
Right, because she said the booties and
brunch.
brunch. So just to touch a little bit, and before I even talk about myself, I gotta give a shout out to a young man. He's actually following us right now. He goes by Humble Beast Clothing.
Yeah. Shout out to Humble Beast.
Let me tell you about this young man. He's out there in Brooklyn.
Shout out to everybody watching right now. Love.
Young, talented entrepreneur. We're all part of this. And this is off topic, so sorry guys.
Yeah, don't.
But listen, he's part of my entrepreneur group on Facebook, and amazing young black man who has this hoodie line. So it's Humble Beast. One half of the beast is his face. The other half is
that's crazy.
Yeah, it transforms.
Right.
And I got my first hoodie a while back, even though my son stole my hoodie and he flossing on social media. Just want you to know, that little boy asking about sweatpants, that's mine. Son asking, he got no money. But I be blowing Jaden up. But he is so talented, and I definitely want to shout him out. He has become my fall stylist as far as hoodies go and all that stuff. You know, that's been my new thing.
Would he be joining us at Beauties and Brunch?
I would love to invite him and have him bring some of his pieces and show you guys. He has baby onesies, he got hats, he got keychains, he got hoodies, he got sweatsuits. He got, he's working on, the jean jacket suits. He has, very talented. And why I shout him out is because another black man in the community doing something different than standing on the corner.
Very positive.
Very positive. Always positive. So everybody, if you listening, I don't care what you're doing, follow his page, Humble Beast. He's very diligent. When you place an order with him, he makes sure that you get your package, that you satisfied. And if you have a custom item that you want the design stitched on, he's good at doing that too.
All right. Well, hopefully we see him at the Beauties and Brunch.
Yes, I'm hoping so too.
Can we
so
know
Beauties
what the
and Brunch. So
is?
Beauties and Brunch, guys, don't get too happy. The first one, it's a private event, so of course men are welcome because I'm inviting a lot of my brothers to come and support and celebrate with me. But it's really for us women. What I've noticed in the year, a lot of us women have a habit of being catty, and that's been the biggest thing for us, breaking each other down instead of building each other up. That fake love between women, that competition.
Well, I think that it's been, you still have that around,
but
I think overall it has developed.
It has.
It has grown a lot.
It has, but not enough to get where we need to be as a community as well.
Well, it takes time.
So Beauties and Brunch is what's going to be that time and that breaker. It's going to take time, but we're going to do it. So what Beauties and Brunch is basically an entrepreneur group for women. And that's not just entrepreneurs, it's mothers, it's sisters, it's friends, it's whatever. Coming together, fellowshipping together over food. Great conversations, sometimes we'll have some motivational speakers come out, but just teaching us how to rebuild what has been broken in certain situations or whatever, helping us to heal in different aspects of our lives and trying to help us grow to the next level of where we need to be, so we are where we need to be within ourselves.
Okay.
So that's what Beauties and Brunch is. And we're not just a New York based company, which people don't understand. We are a traveling company. So, we will be traveling different states, doing brunches.
I think that's a good idea. I think that's dope. We can't have more than enough, organizations where we come together as women to build each other up. It takes a village to raise a child, and I think within our community, we need a lot of that nurturing and that healing, and reassurance. until we get there. So definitely, guys, make sure y'all step out to Beauties and Brunch in Hell's Kitchen, October 20th.
October 20th. Brunch starts at 11 into 2. It's at Soho Oak Park. It's right there at the corner. It's a 3-story restaurant. Really, really, really nice, you guys. The menu's crazy. We have lobster mac, steak and eggs.
Got lobster mac.
It's a great. We have just a little bit that I can't remember. We have it's
I'm in there, right?
90-minute unlimited mimosas or rum punch. You guys can get the grits and shrimp, or you can get this waffles and chicken, or it's just a crazy.
Oh, that's how you doing?
Yeah.
All
it's
right.
a crazy menu.
Yo, y'all
but
heard the menu, right? Listen,
you heard the menu.
Y'all like to eat.
So listen, unlimited.
I know y'all like good music.
$45 is the admission, but it's definitely worth it. Like I said, come out, support. It's for right now. This one is a private event, but stay tuned. We will be doing another one in New York before we travel to Virginia next.
Okay. So we moving.
So we're moving. So it's Virginia next, and we have a location in Virginia already. We're mapping out to set up for the brunch and working with a team out there. And then we have on the map is Dallas. We have New Orleans. We have a hookup in Atlanta, so we will be in Atlanta at a restaurant. So it's like I said, we're traveling, and it's the same group of women going to different areas and grouping up with other women.
So y'all heard that? Make sure y'all spread the word. Beauties and Brunch organization.
I'll be there.
You're only coming to the one on the 20th.
I'm in here with the lobster mac, shrimp and grits.
But after that, it's
waffles.
Working the empowerment.
Yes.
And I'm also going for the booty. Cause yeah, why not? I'm joking.
It ain't your beauty, it's your booty.
Yeah,
So I'm super proud.
And about the food, because I'm in there.
So that definitely, when you said transformation, and I definitely, like I said, that piggybacked off of what Rel said. It takes time, and I think it's also a level of maturity to realize sometimes you got to step back. It ain't what you don't owe it to nobody but yourself. So stop forcing the hand if it's not meant.
And it's a part of growth in life. First and foremost, I want to congratulate you on the Beauties and Brunch launch. I also too know how long you have been, working on this and finding your place and everything. So definitely congratulations to that. I look forward to it.
I do too.
We gonna rock out.
We gonna rock out. This is that year.
Yeah,
it's
your season.
Like I told people, I've been in my 2020 since 5-6 months ago. I done celebrate. I already popped my cork. I did.
I ain't even mad at you. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that 100%. So definitely, yeah. Shout out to everybody that is
Yes. And if you want to follow us, we do have an Instagram. It's at Beauties and Brunch 2019. And we are also on Facebook, Beauties and Brunch 2019. That's our page. So definitely follow us. The website is coming soon. We'll have a whole calendar of what events, what town, where we will be at. It has a membership thing. We also have phone cases coming. We have flip-flops coming, T-shirts, hoodies, and coffee mugs.
You're going to have all of that
on the website. No, on the website for now. But like I said, everything is coming. It's still a slow pace, but
because ladies love the brunch. The brunch is huge.
I don't think we go for the food. I think it's the unlimited mimosas.
It's the food. It's the socialization. The music, the good vibes. It's a place where you can network. And just hang free, Y'all
gonna love it, and I'm super excited for what's coming. So it's so much coming. So on that note,
again, guys, yes, Beauties and Brunch. Make sure y'all check that out. Coming to you October 20th.
Yes.
Make sure y'all follow Beauties and Brunch. All right. Rel, we in there, right?
Yeah.
We in there, right?
Yeah, I'm there. I'll be there.
I'm gonna watch you too from a side because I can't trust y'all too.
Nah, I'm behaving. I want to come with a pillow talk shirt, but then I want to come on my grown and sexy, but I'm gonna be with Camille. We gonna be together. We like to play together. So
and as far as your panel, who do you have? Do you know who you want on your panel?
Well, for the first one, it's really just me introducing the whole thing, and so far I have 3 of the members that will be there. So they're surprises. 3 members of the young ladies that are part of this organization that we are building. will be there. So you guys get to meet us in person instead of just hearing the name. Now you get to see the face. So it's big for me because I feel like this is something that we've been screaming for.
It's a stepping stone.
It is because it's a healing process. A lot of us need it in different directions, and I think it's good networking because there's a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of things within us women that some of us are so afraid to scream and let it out that it's like, okay, now if I see my sister doing it, maybe it'll take the fear off of me a little. Feel like, if she could do it, I could do it.
You don't think it's an age crisis?
No.
All right.
I don't.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just making because once you get a certain level in age, you want to check if you still got it or
I feel
the pressure it get a little heavy.
I thought like that too because I'm like, okay, I'm 41. Even though sometimes half the time people are like, you're 41, you're lying. No, I'm 41. I'm so proud to be in my 40s. And I sometimes feel like, okay, did my time run out? Mm-hmm. Because this is not my first company. Like I've had Platinum Divine, which a lot of people don't know I'm the owner of Platinum Divine here. And I also have an online beauty supply store. I've been with Platinum Divine since she was 3. So you talking about that's a company that's been around for almost 5 years.
Right.
It's a slow growing. Even in 5 years, it's still slow growing. And I'm like, Dad, 5 years ago, I probably should have been in the thousands.
Right.
But again, like Rel said, when it's your time, then it happens how it's supposed to. And I feel like at this point, I had to do a lot more growing. I had to do a lot more shaking people off. I had to do a lot more me searching to get where I'm at now to feel comfortable and feel like, okay, even at 41, it don't matter. Like, look at Nene Leakes, look at Kenya Moore.
You're forever growing.
They look at Candy. Candy just, if anybody watches, and I watch her religiously. Candy just bought a whole nother.
No, okay, we talking about
Atlanta Housewives.
Yeah, see, that's not even my Steve, but
I'm talking about ages. I'm just talking about the age thing.
I caught a little bit, here and there.
I feel like she there's a few women that I do watch and really admonish. Like Yandy Smith is one. I've always loved Yandy. There's a young lady in Queens named Sunny Money Queens. She's part of the Pink Panther clique. I would love to get them up here. Jamila T. Davis, right. Sunny Money. They are Aisha, I think it's Davis. Aisha Hall, excuse me. These are 4 or 5 of them that were locked up, incarcerated for crimes that either they got caught up with the relationships or whatever they did. But long story short, these women came out.
Speaking of locked up, you know JT Home from City Girl. Shout out to JT. She home.
Shout out City Girl.
Home.
So what? This hot girl winter?
Listen, Megan got that on lock. I don't even know. When somebody get incarcerated, somebody that's hot, they taking over. I forgot. It's a wild girl winter or something like
that. What is it? Or dry season?
Listen, I don't know. I don't know.
I'm like, wait. So City Girl, but. I say all that to say, I look at the age groups, and I feel like even these ladies at the ages that they are, in their late 30s, early 40s, like myself, whatever, we still conquering. So I feel like, no, there is no age.
It's never no age as when we stop growing. You're gonna, always shed old skin and start anew. So, like I said, it's good that, like Rose said, just take a step back.
Yep.
And just wait for your season. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. Don't allow social media to put pressure on you. Don't allow your peers to put pressure on you.
Please don't.
When it's your time,
it's your time.
All right? Definitely. And shout out to all the
entrepreneurs.
The female entrepreneurs, yes. Just the entrepreneurs, period. Guys, if y'all ain't check out the Blade Room specializes in micro blading with the eyebrows and extended eyelashes. Make sure you check that out. It's located in Miami. So if you ever in Miami and you're trying to get,
Wait, I'm about to say, it's in Miami, so how are we supposed to do it? Oh, but if we're in Miami.
You know what I'm saying? If you're in Miami, make sure you check out in the website. On Instagram, it's at The Blade Room, all right? So make sure y'all check that out, at The Blade Room. I'm going to give a quick shout out real quick. Entrepreneur that's doing her thing. Shout out to her.
Yes. And let me give a quick shout out to my media group, social media engagement group. Hello. That's that entrepreneurs group that I'm on in Facebook, and I just love them. Every morning it's motivation and keeps you going. So, hi guys, bye.
And then definitely, guys, you know, if y'all listening out there and you're a young entrepreneur, we'll definitely love to have you come up here, and you know, share your story and, you know, share, you know, your brand with us and just put it out there. I'm all about using this platform to help other people out and you know, get them out there. Speaking of entrepreneurs, what is it? October 12th, the Culture Con.
Yes, you was talking about that.
The Culture Con is coming up, guys. If y'all don't know about the Culture Con, it's a organization for creators of color where they come together, and it's a list of you know, a panel of celebrities, actresses, who we got on there? We got Keke Palmer, we got Regina King, we got Tracy Ellis, we got Sanaa Lathan, we got Dave East on the panel, guys. So, you know, and we got my homegirl, one of my colleagues, Desiree Talley. If y'all don't know, Desiree Talley is an entertainment lawyer, and she also has a podcast that meshes, you know, the streets with the industry in music.
Right.
All right.
That's a dope lineup. So how do they? Well, how does anybody, if they wanted to get involved with this, what do we have to do?
Well, you go, you know, on Instagram at Culture Con.
Okay.
They have a link where you could purchase tickets. I believe they start at what is it, like they up there.
She
Like
kill
a
it with
buck,
the side eye.
yeah, like
They
a
up
buck,
there.
$150, but it all depends on the package. I know how they do with the package,
Right.
But it's definitely
Worth it.
a good investment if you are a creative of color, and we have a lot of that going on right now, and just, you know, a panel full of entrepreneurs and actresses and celebrities that came in the game that'll share your story. And, you know, I've been to one of them, guys. The story is quite the same. They come up from, you know, nothing. Some of them, you know, hard struggles, hardships. So, you know, yeah, definitely, if you're a part of a creative of color, definitely check it out.
That's a dope lineup.
Culture Con, yeah.
That's a really good lineup.
So it's huge. It's huge. It's
I
huge
hope it's
right
better
now.
than seeing all. What we got going on right now in the city? What's this Comic? What's this thing going on? Comic Con.
Comic Con, man. Don't be hating on that.
I'm gonna hate. No.
What's Comic Con?
Let me help, sis. Let me help you. I've seen grown men. Stop laughing,
Is video game?
Yes, grown men running around as Flash.
See, this is my issue with y'all.
It's like the comic book.
It's not just men. It's grown ass women too.
But we talking about the women who really didn't have nothing to do. Like they wasn't social. They didn't go to parties. They just stayed in the house and just, you know, played video games because they were bored. That was the only thing they could relate to.
I saw the Joker. I done seen Flash. I done seen Batman. I done seen Robin.
It's a problem if you a grown ass man dressed
wearing
up in a
tights.
Flash like I'm confused.
I can't.
I gotta disagree. That's that I did it. I ain't do it, but I understand it.
Bro.
Let me tell you why. Because as a kid, people grow up, but you know, they resonate with certain characters and stuff like that. And I really didn't understand it years ago myself. But I went to one of them, and then recently I just took my kids to a video game tournament where I watched grown men play video games for like 8 hours.
But bro, that's a problem. That's a problem. You heard what you said first of all. You said you took
until that team. It was a problem until that team won $200,000.
See, but my thing with that is that you just said you took your kids and they watch grown ass men. See, right now, what the problem is, you got parents that's trying to keep their kid away from sitting in front of the TV for 8 hours.
And
playing
now you
video
got
games.
somebody's husband sitting in front of it playing it
I
for
ain't
10
gonna hold
hours.
you. It is a lot of money in that gaming system, that gaming. But to be dressed up as
Flash
as a grown ass man,
let me tell you, you know where I work, right? So I had a couple of students who actually went and they took pictures and they sent them to me. Y'all play too much. Cause I said now wait, and they had 3 different colors of the Green Lantern. You had the yellow, the blue, and the dark. No, the yellow, the green, and the dark green. So I'm like, I'm confused. What in the hell is going on?
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it.
This communicates a lot to me with y'all right now.
I mean, listen.
Y'all ain't got no tolerance for no
listen,
man.
if you wanna play a game, that's fine. That's cool, but to be dressed up
like
as
it,
a
I have
whole
a problem.
different
But what's the difference in doing that and doing Halloween?
Because now we going into a mental health issue.
Hold on. He said, I get what he said. What's the difference between dressing up for Comic-Con but then dressing up for Halloween?
That's a special event. That's a day that you dress. You know, it's to spook people. It's to be somebody different, but to actually dress up as a superhero. For 8 hours.
And then wait, it was a whole weekend, so they ain't just do it for one day. You did it from Friday to Sunday.
I know them types of stink.
Y'all are dirty.
Hold on. Now you know I gotta interject right now, right? What about those women that I see out in the street now with pink wigs on, purple wigs? They dressing up. Ain't nobody saying nothing.
About 8 weeks.
You know?
They coming
And they got on yellow. They got on yellow.
I talk about them too because I feel
they
like
switch up the wigs.
No. I feel like at a certain age now. Hold up. There's no reason
they
why.
trying to say y'all don't change y'all lace fronts.
No, some of them don't. And then what's wrong? You don't.
Well, they expensive.
No,
they change the fronts and leave the lace.
There you go.
They change the fronts and they change the lace.
No, but wait, that pink
ladies.
That if we gonna talk about, hold up, I'm gonna come for the ladies too, because I've seen some grown women my age with pink hair, blue hair. Where are you going? Why?
I mean,
not to work.
I ain't gonna hold you. Sometimes it depends. The colors work.
Where?
It work. It's like,
really?
It work. I'm just saying.
Damo, don't do it. Please.
I'm not gonna hold you.
Don't do it. Don't let me expose you.
He said, I'm not gonna hold you.
You know what the problem is?
Listen, on certain
panel.
Listen, on certain.
What is it?
On certain females, the wig, the color wigs, they do look proper, especially if you're in like a fashion show.
Okay, fashion show.
You know, you
not going to work, not going to teach a class.
That's different.
Well,
that's
it's a time and place for everything. I do agree. But
but
I think we from the old school. That's all it is. And anybody listening right now is going to be like, oh, they just old and tired and bitter.
Domo ain't old.
I'm not against you wearing a lavender lace front if you're teaching a class. I'm just saying, but if it looks proper, if your accessories is right. If you
you're right.
Proper,
but when it's matted down,
you come. But now if you dressed in flash and you got a whole mask on with the two ears pointing to the back,
it gotta
and
go.
you running through
hold up. Listen.
Now I'm looking at you different because you a grown man.
Comic-Con is an event, okay? I'm into comic books, always have been.
I just never got it.
And really, it's really about expanding your mind. Okay. Leaving this crazy world behind sometime and delving into the things that you can see that are really creative on another level.
But do you have to
what's the difference between
now
superheroes and our world? Because the last time I looked at it, we had good people, we had villains, and we had magical powers.
But hold up, we ain't got nobody flying through the air like Superman.
I mean,
we ain't got people jumping off the side of buildings and stuff and going from building to building like Spider-Man. All that ain't happening.
I'm pretty sure it happens at Comic-Con, whatever you said. You
know what it was? It was just that because you talked about the one event, and then it just dawned on me about this event that's just passed, and I'm like, I just couldn't imagine grown men. I done seen SpongeBob. I saw
Yo,
now, the SpongeBob and all that other stuff is kind of extra because really it was about comic books and comics. Okay. So
Originally.
again, right.
And it just expanded into all of the different genres, I guess, like Japanese anime.
Right. Absolutely.
Everything else under the spectrum.
Because it's a moneymaker now.
Okay, so that's why. Because I mean, all this 42nd, 34th is crazy.
Real quick, just let me touch on that what Al said too. So once they realize this can be monetized, then comes the inclusion part. Because the more that you include, the more types, the more money you can bring in.
Absolutely.
Oh.
And so that's what you see there. Because you're right, Al. When I went.
Wait. So how does that work? The more what you bring in?
No, I said, so once you realize that, this is something that brings in money, right? It's a money machine, it's monetary value to it. Then you go and say, well, we need to be inclusive, because that's been the word for the last 10 years. Everything is inclusion. But with that inclusion comes, well, if I allow more stuff, then I'm allowing more monetary flow. I'm allowing more income to come through.
Didn't I have that young boy win $2 million off of Fortnite. He won
Absolutely.
$2 million
How you win
Fortnite.
Wait, what did you have to do? What did you have to do? My kids play Fortnite.
They buy into it. They sign up and register at a monetary fee to play the game.
Right.
And there's an award at the end of the day.
It's a pool.
Yeah.
It's a tournament. That's it. Listen, when I took my kids 2 weeks ago or last weekend, whatever it was, to Barclays, my 11-year-old won some game, PUBG on mobile. I don't even know what the hell that means.
Oh, this one's smiling.
But he won in his class and his group and came in first place. And he won this dope-ass bag with all these little coins and medallions and shit. Again, to me, no monetary value whatsoever. But for him, who's to say 10 years from now, 20 years from now, that's going to be a value.
I just want to know if they got stock. If they got stock, I'm about to put my stock in the gaming system.
Let me tell you, when them kids went, we met one dude was like 22. He was in the city for this tournament, the $200,000 tournament, and then 2 days later he was like, I'm going to Sweden after this, and then after Sweden I'm back home in the UK, full traveling. And when them kids won that $200,000, I looked at Tyler and I said, anytime you want to play them goddamn videos, play them goddamn videos. I will never tell you to turn this shit off again. You're going to bring home $200,000 to play this and click buttons all day. And I used to be a gamer. I can't game like that no more because now I am an adult. So I get the other side of what you saying. These grown-ass men.
For 8 hours, bro, like, you telling me you ain't got nothing else to do.
We got there 11 o'clock. We did not leave until 6:15.
Wait, 11 o'clock in the morning?
We got there 11 o'clock in the morning. 11:05, we walked through the doors of Barclays Center. When we walked out the door, it was 6:15.
See, that's why I think that's probably the problem most women just have. It's just on because I know with my son, like, we'll be bedtime. Everybody lights out. All you hear is like, shh. So you go say, didn't I tell you to turn it off? And then he'll turn the volume all the way down. And that boy, then you go upstairs to check in the morning to get him ready for school. The game is still on, but he's knocked out with the controller in the hand. So it's like, are you kidding me?
So let me give you a perfect example.
Very accurate.
Let me give you a perfect example, right? Let's say your Beauties and Brunch, right?
Yeah.
You have one, let's say midsummer.
Okay.
It starts at 11 o'clock.
Okay.
But you got 10 speakers. Each speaker speaks for an hour.
Right.
That's 10 hours.
That's 10 hours.
And you don't even eat yet.
Yeah.
You didn't even eat yet.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Now
So again, when we look at time constraints, it's not always just about, it's Comic-Con and you just sitting there and you're looking at comic books and looking at all these superheroes. No, there's a whole lot going on. There's a lot of information. There's a lot of things that you can get involved in. There's other entrepreneurs there that you can communicate with and find out about the new technologies, all of that.
So it's not just about, it's like a...
It's a conglomerate of stuff. I'm telling you.
It's a networking place in the game system. And that's understandable, but basically what I was just said in the listen, I'm just not with the whole costume shit. But basically what Al just basically said is I'd rather be at the gaming system than hear women just be chatting all day.
No, I didn't say that. No,
You ain't have to say that.
No.
You ain't have to say that.
No, let me tell you something.
Basically
Let me
said,
tell you something.
You said you
I will
got
sit.
10 speakers.
I would
and
rather
you got
sit through
1
a women's
hour.
conference and hear them build and strengthen each other than do anything else.
No, I believe it, but the way
I'm exposing you.
I'm talking.
I had to expose you real quick.
I heard you,
I
right?
had to-
I had to choke on that one for a second, but I get what Al's coming from. I just think what was stuck for me.
No, I think it's dope. I think
it
it's
was
dope.
the tights.
It's dope.
It was
Yeah,
like, is
it's
that
dope.
Flash? Wait, is that Captain America? And he had the full, even the hammer. He had the hammer. So I
Because
was like,
sometimes
whoa.
they have costume contests, like who got the best costume,
Okay,
who's
see,
the
now-
most authentic,
Okay.
who's got all the, like when you read those comic books, it tells you might see a Captain America outfit and be like, okay, the red, white, and blue and the star, okay. But
Right.
then if you read his bio,
Okay.
Captain America got a whole lot more going on.
Okay,
and
than
imagine
what
you
you
walking
think,
in,
okay.
right, with all of those things. You just killed it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna give it to him.
And you might have walked out of there with $5,000
That's
and
right.
a whole lot of paraphernalia and collectibles.
Right.
That's all worth money.
So they say let's
again,
dress up.
wear that goddamn costume if you want to. It's gonna bring in some money.
So now we
Play those video games.
So
Let me
we
tell you
get-
something.
So now we get the
When I-
the
Now I get it.
understanding
Now I
of the
get it. So I take it
inspiration.
back.
When I was
behind
about
some of
10
these
years
these
old, right,
mindsets.
I started collecting G.I. Joe dolls, right?
Okay.
Right? And I'm sorry that I got rid of them because when I look at the collectors, them things
And
are
what
worth
they
a
worth
whole
now.
lot of
Now,
money
like-
today.
Yeah. They
You and I both are crying, sir, because I
Yes.
have a wonderful
Yo.
collection of G.I. Joe.
That's just like my
Yo, I even had the 1969 G.I. Joe with the first spaceship.
showing your age on that.
Apollo-
All right,
Apollo-
I was in the
Apollo
80s,
9.
but I get you, brother.
Yeah.
It's just like my Polly Pockets. They was going
What?
for a good.
Oh,
Remember
little-
the Polly
little things,
Pockets?
okay.
I had the whole town set up. Them things was
And you
running
got
for
rid of 'em.
500 a pop.
Now you
And
got
if
rid
you
of
had
it.
a
I
Polly
done
Pocket
sold-
costume, you would wear it, wouldn't you?
Hell no. Hell no.
Hell no.
Hell no. I ain't wearing that.
Hell no.
Nah, you ain't gonna catch me in that, boy.
All right, so
Nah.
That Michael Jackson, have you seen my childhood?
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta hold on to your
This
childhood.
is yo.
You
This
can't
is
let
true.
go.
Like I was looking at the first edition of Beauty and the Beast, the VHS cassette. You know how much that shit is worth?
Yeah, yeah.
15 grand.
But who has that? They
It
ain't
was
too many-
going for listen.
But you know who hold on to their stuff? And we be get. You know who holds on
I'm
to their
quiet.
stuff.
I ain't saying
nothing. But
Word.
y'all know we gonna
But I'm just
subliminally
putting
send
it
it
out
around
there
the room.
that
And
is-
Rel, you real verbal. You go ahead and say it. But we all know who got the VH tape. Cause we folks will be the first one. This my mother. This trash. Throw it out. Don't work.
Yeah.
Yo, man,
Keep
crazy,
it.
yo.
That's the
Mine
that was
still
the
work.
Same thing with the G.I. Joes, Al, right?
Right,
Your mom
right.
or somebody
Or
be
My
like,
Little
yo,
Ponies.
you get too old to play with these toys. You need to figure out, or better yet, if you want more toys for Christmas, you're gonna have to throw
Yes.
some.
Right.
All right. Y'all getting a little bit too caught up in y'all child. We gonna bring it back. But speaking of media and
Yes.
everything like that, I'll definitely want to touch on Tyler Perry, with the star-studded Black Hollywood Weekend.
Amen. I bet you he got a G.I. Joe somewhere tucked away.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
I mean, this guy has, opened up a 330-acre filming complex on Fort McPherson.
But
Yes.
I'm trying to get on. I want to get on there and learn. Before I just get on there and say, give me a show. I want to learn how to do my show properly.
Yes.
I think he's made a huge and continues to make a huge impact
in our community, in the black community.
in the black community.
Absolutely.
Coming from nothing, literally a homeless man,
yes.
using the resources and tools that he had around him,
Absolutely.
and his talents and his smarts, and today to watch him grow. Just owning his everything, like no partnership,
Nothing. This was
none
this
of
man.
that.
And it's funny because
A $250 million studio.
And I remember his first story when he first talked about his story on Oprah. When he talked about being homeless, first being abused
Right.
and raped, and then going homeless. And to hear that was so heart-wrenching. And then to see people criticize him when he came out with the Medea character.
Right.
So now where he's at, I think that just knocks it right across the board. There's nothing, even from when he gave that speech
He took his pain and put it into and made it into power. Took your pain and turned it into your passion.
That's
and your
how you
power.
do it.
And like I said, like we just touching on a transformational period and people becoming more aware and conscious of their childhood traumas, and I think it has made a lot of people a better person.
Yeah.
With themselves.
Yes.
And making other people comfortable in their story and where they're headed, and because they know where they were at. Like you know what I'm saying? What's the actress name that came out and he said he dated trannies? Black
Malik Yoba.
Wait, I thought he said he liked them. He didn't hear him say he dated them.
I mean,
Same thing.
you ain't going just look.
Wait a minute, that's not.
He said he dates trannies.
Listen, I like Asians. Occasionally, I have dated an Asian.
Well, I just, you know what? I can't say this.
Hey, girl, tell her like you ain't gonna just sit here and like somebody and not. I mean, you probably I'll like you, but I ain't never gonna confront you and date you.
But
right.
I'm just saying.
I like Spanish women with big asses, but I
ain't
never
gonna
dated one.
But I just remember him. I remember the quote he said that he found them to be attractive. But he said he never dated one, and then because someone said he was gay, he said I'm not gay because I find him attractive.
In other words, he's keeping it professional for the media. I find him attractive, meaning I hit a couple.
Goodbye.
All right. In other words, like right.
Commercial.
Listen, I don't have a problem.
Domo, like I just said.
Right.
I like Asians. You don't think I've tried Chinese food before? Like, how else would I know what I want?
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. You know, I don't have a problem with him coming out and saying what he said. But when you start throwing other people on the table and talking about what about this one and what, own up to your own, but be accountable for your own.
So what
actions.
you mean?
Leave everybody else out there
He was calling other people out.
Yeah, he did that.
See, I just remember that one comment, and then they were going in on him about being gay, and then he said something else, and I got off. I said, Malik Yoba, I can't, because the only thing that drives me crazy about Malik Yoba is them ashy lips. So I just left it alone. Stop laughing at me, bro. But that's all, because that was the one man I always remember from what was that show? New York Undercover. He always had to lick his lips because the top and the bottom got ashy all the time.
You know what it means.
You mean?
He had the pookie lips.
You're an idiot.
Listen, but we not gonna take away from Tyler Perry and his amazing job
and his
with
new
opening
shows on BET. You got to give it to this man. This man opened this, and not only that, I think he has for the fall season, he has 4. Or was it 2? It's either 4 or 3 new shows that just aired on BET.
See, what I love about him is that it's not solely about him.
No.
Right. He's
creating a dynamic for his people to have opportunity, to be able to grow, to be as successful as he's been.
Yes.
He's opening up doors so that when they walk through, they have seats to sit down in. That makes a difference. A lot of times we walk through doors, but there's no seats for us.
Right. And that was what I love that he did it because if I have it correctly, this studio is not just a black-owned studio, but it's predominantly staff is predominantly all black.
Right.
He hired within the community.
A lot of actors that are black
are coming in. And what I love too, he's not one of those that he only takes a certain type of talent. He likes that raw talent. Mm-hmm. So if you're a kid just feeling like I have that gift, this man gives you that chance, that shot.
Right.
And I just commend him for that because I'm like, wow, you really have set the pace of what it is for us. If the rest of us would get on this like that, we'd be so far.
He's
So
definitely.
can I say something real quick to that too? Because I think the last time you did have me on the show, we had talked about Jay-Z and his deal and stuff like that. And I still don't have a problem with Jay-Z. But if I had the power to do it a certain way, I would do it like how Tyler Perry is doing it.
Yeah.
Because it's just different, and it touches on everything you just talked about when you said it's creating opportunities for everybody, and it's apparent.
Yeah.
So when we say everybody, are we talking about just black people? Because I think that's the only difference that separates Tyler Perry from Jay-Z. I don't think Jay-Z is more focused on the black and white thing, even though he is to a certain extent. But I think he's
But
trying
it's
to.
apparent with Tyler Perry first that it's for us first.
It's for
Oh yeah,
us first.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely for us.
Yeah.
But I think that the platform as far as in sports itself and everything that's been going on with our athletes, our black athletes, and as far as meshing the music culture with halftime is major. You know how much money the NFL the revenue is every year. It's tremendous, especially halftime. You know, just
they say the halftime show brings in the most money.
like millions
of
like
dollars.
over $500,000.
Right,
You know,
and it has for years.
and it has for years. This is my point as far as with Jay-Z. So being that he has broken that barrier, that is major. And I don't think a lot of people are looking at it from that standpoint, based off of the the hardship faced with the whole kneeling situation and Colin Kaepernick not being able to get it, not playing in an NFL.
You said you about to say it right, not being able to get a job.
I mean,
Black man
because
can't
you know
get a
why I
job.
didn't. You know why I didn't say it, because it's not like they didn't offer him anything on the table.
Who?
He refused it. He was
Who?
offered.
Right, yeah, he was offered something, but
He
he
was
refused
offered.
it, right.
He was offered, but he refused it. I don't know if he refused it or his wife refused it, but it was offered. Okay, so my thing is, once somebody offers it to you and you
turn
refuse
it down?
it, it's just like, are we gonna still patronize the whole situation, or are you gonna move on to better to what you are doing?
Right.
Which he is doing.
He's
something
doing better.
that's major. Like, you're giving back to the community. You're more focused, and I feel like that's where your heart is.
Yeah.
So it is. If that's where your heart is, let's take the focus off the. I don't want to say take the focus on the kneeling, because that was.
I get what you're saying. You say it's just like,
but
stop
my thing-
dwelling on what it could have been,
right.
and let's just move forward on what he's doing.
And that was the message,
Right.
creating this platform that has not been broken in years, to now having J-Lo. Not saying that she probably would have never ever got on there, because it's J-Lo, but you got J-Lo, you got Shakira now.
Yeah.
You had Meek Mill open up the opening season. Like, that would have never happened.
Yeah.
After him with the whole justice system, that it would have never happened. As far as with African Americans, music and hip hop alone,
I think
with
they
the
all
NFL
open up. I
and-
think they all have a different form of
So that's
platform, and they
major.
all bring something to the table.
Now that is because, like you said, it's infusing our culture into.
Right, it's
as
opening
far
the
as
door.
players is concerned, we are
Yeah.
very deeply involved. But
Yeah.
as far as the ownership, the promotional value of it, and things of that nature.
Right.
Because who was in
Heavily
that?
And I think I believe-
Serena and her sister, they just bought into a football team.
And my thing is, I believe it's a bigger challenge, because sports are predominantly ran by,
Blacks.
the whole
White
white
owned.
white
Yeah, white
owned.
owned.
With Tyler Perry, it's a little bit more of a It's I don't want to say easier, but it's a little bit more of a opportunity already, knowing who he is as a person. A lot of these actresses that's been acting for like a long time, and in this media system they got their first lead role with Tyler Perry. You understand what I'm saying?
A lot of them
got their first Oscar with Tyler Perry. You know what I'm saying? Their first, you know what I'm saying?
But
So
I don't know if you're watching, but here's what's happening right now. Okay, we got a lot of black actors and actresses out there, right? But what they're doing is they bringing these culturally diverse shows into the new sitcom arena and for the primetime arena. And what you're seeing is Africans from Africa on shows, Asians and Indians and all these other different races and cultures, and the transgenders and all of them. So after that's said and done, where are those people who've already had an opportunity to try to grow?
Right.
Those opportunities ain't there for them anymore.
Right.
So what does Tyler Perry and Oprah do? They start creating their own avenue, their own lane, so that those people can continue to work. And get the jobs that are necessary, so that they can sustain themselves and take care of their families.
And that's what I said. It's.
But then Jay-Z, isn't he? I believe Jay-Z is starting a production of his own. A television.
Well, he already had.
Well, yeah, that's already
been.
been done.
Because he has a film. He has a film, like a small
They've
film.
been had a
company.
big-
So I mean, it's endless. And Jay-Z's the type of person, he waits for his season. He'll sit back. He'll analyze.
Well,
analyze.
he's a historian. He's an analyzer.
Yeah.
He studies things, and that's when you know a man is great.
Yeah.
Because he's not jumping into the fire
No.
without doing his homework.
No.
When you jump into the fire without doing your homework, you get burnt. You take losses,
Yeah.
and you might not get that opportunity again.
And that's why I think people criticize him so much, because he'll sit in the back for so long. And then when he does come for the forefront, everybody's like, oh, here he come out of nowhere. No, it wasn't that he didn't come out of nowhere. He strategically planned
Right,
how, and that's
right.
why I tell people, life, business, whatever you're trying to do is like a chess game.
Absolutely.
Every move.
Every move is strategic.
It's strategic.
Right.
Every move.
Every move. So that's why, like, I think there's a book I love to read. I read it over and over. Art of War.
Mm-hmm.
People always feel like the Art of War, because it has all that Asian writing, you're thinking you're reading about a book about fighting. It's not.
No, it's about strategy.
It's about strategically setting up your life
Right.
in whatever areas that you have to. And sometimes I have to say that's what's been helping, and probably a lot of people do that. You go back and you read things that help put you back in the perspective that you need to. So my thing with Jay-Z, he gets criticized because, again, he's playing his chess pick. He's moving his pieces the way he needs to.
Absolutely.
And when he conquers another piece, everybody wants to jump on, oh, you see how he a sellout. No, he's not a sellout. What he did was he thought, he planned, and then he moved.
Hold on, let me show you something. There's not many black billionaires
No.
in the United States.
No, there's not.
He's one of them.
He's
My
one
point.
of
So
them.
I
It
don't
might
care.
be under 10.
Absolutely.
One
Is it, and Diddy's
Absolutely.
another one? No?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
But here's the thing. You got somebody to come out the hood where we come from.
Yes.
Okay.
From the project.
And believe me, he tried to bring some of his people with him along the
Yes,
ride.
he did.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
he
you
did.
can't-
And
you
during that
can't bring
journey,
everybody.
Yeah.
he learned a valuable lesson.
valuable lesson.
He almost went to jail. He could have lost his life back then
Yeah.
and gave it up to the prison system
Yeah.
because he's hanging around a certain
was
type of
watching a
people
video where
and
he
not
was
using his own mind.
Yeah.
And after a while, he's like, you know what? I got to separate myself from the
From
things
this.
that's going to keep me
That's
trapped.
just going back to that transformational period and the old habits and changing your mindset and getting rid of old habits,
habits.
And getting into these new patterns and these new habits.
But here's my point, though, Domo. Here's my point. At the end of the day, right? He got into the rap game so that he wouldn't have to do what he was doing.
Exactly.
So that he can move his family out of the project.
No, that's
so
and
that
I
he can be
under-
wealthy.
no,
so that
I
he can make a
understand that.
difference, right? So why would those who understand that always criticize when he gets to another level of elevation?
It's more so because of it's a little bit more of admiration, but the fact that it's entitlement. A lot of people feel entitled to your growth.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And they feel that because you moved
they didn't even
along,
put the work in. That's
you have to. But he didn't just put the work in. Lyrically, he put the work in mentally, he put the work in
emotionally.
physically, and this is why I'm saying it's a transformational period. And what that means is when you transfer, it's not just your appearance and what you wear, it's your mindset. It's how you go about the decision making that you make. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's the choices
It's a
that you
total-
make. It's an inner job.
It's a total transformation
it's
of
an
your
inner
mind.
job. So you falling back and you analyzing. He's not just analyzing his next money move. He's analyzing the people he sits down with. He's analyzing the people he has conversation with in the conversations that he's having. I just watch, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just like me. Like, yeah, I may dress in the fitted. I got on the sweatsuit, you know what I'm saying? But I read Warren Buffett books and I read leadership books and my mindset is totally different. You understand what I'm saying? It's totally different, and that's a part of my transformation. You understand what I'm saying? And just helping, hopefully molding those who I had to leave, you know, because they weren't, their mindset was worrying about the hood or being a sellout. Like, it's a decision, it's a choice that you make. Like, you either gonna move forward, and it's gonna require you to leave some people behind because they're just not ready for that step.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
They're not ready for that step, and you have to make a choice for yourself. Like, is that gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Am I gonna sit here and I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life, or do I want to just better myself and grow all around? You understand what I'm saying? And better.
He chose that.
And Warren Buffett even told him, like, listen, you got the moats. You have the geniuses. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a very smart businessman. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, he never gave up.
No.
You understand what I'm saying? He kind of isolated, and that's what geniuses do and smart business people do. They isolate themselves. They analyze, you know, things. They go out there and they socialize and network with the right people. They education, feeding your mind, you know, is the best. That's where the real wealth is. You know what I'm saying?
You know something that we could do to help everybody, and I forget what scripture it is, but in the word it says, "Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind."
There you go. That's what the wealth is.
You can't change your situation until you change your thinking.
There you go.
Amen.
You can't, and you got to understand. And this is where we go back. Like I said, transformation. A lot of the pressure that social media puts on us with certain things, like through music and you know, just certain, you know, ignorance, should I say, that they put up there. You understand what I'm saying? It kind of keep people
Distraction.
stuck. Distraction, right? It keeps people distracted. You know, because a lot of people may have the desire to change, you know, their appearances, the desire to articulate better, the desire to communicate better, but are you putting in that work? Are you willing to sacrifice certain things to get to that point? And I don't think a lot of people are willing to sacrifice because they still have that mentality like you're a sellout. Right. Instead of looking at the bigger picture, like I'm putting on for me so I can put on for you.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
But what people do is they use that sellout term as an excuse, because if they're really studying the wealthy and the rich people, they will see that those people made a giant sacrifice and they stepped out on faith and they trusted in, you know what, if I fail, I don't have nobody else to blame but myself. But I'm still taking this chance.
But that's a lot of what's going on. A lot of, we talked about this, accountability. A lot of people don't know how to take accountability.
Right.
They don't take responsibility for their self-actions, their self-decisions. So they're going to stick with a mind frame of entitlement.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And Jay-Z's not that type of...
Because it's easier that way. Do it that way and blame it on everybody
somebody else.
Right.
Take it for yourself.
It's a comfort zone. It's a
right,
comfort
that's
zone.
Right, it is.
And,
absolutely.
And just in my position at work as a you know, as a leader, and just being a natural born leader, I don't mind leaving people behind. And I can say that mentally, and knowing me, I don't mind leaving you behind if I need to leave you behind. It's nothing personal,
right?
But it's my passion to evolve. It's my passion to just be better. I've always been like that as a kid. I want to be better, and not just saying better than you. I want to be better than myself. Right. So it's mindset.
You know what I tell people?
It's mindset.
You know what I tell people who want to be with me and want to like what I do and see what I do? I says, do me a favor. Get your train ticket now, because when the train comes and I get on it, I'm not waiting for you to go buy your ticket at that point. I'm gone.
Yeah, you need to be prepared.
I'm gone.
Yeah.
So in that preparation, you got to always be prepared for things in life. Everything in life. And if you're not prepared for it, there's going to be a falling. There's going to be a downfall. And there's going to be a valley. And if you're not prepared, even in the valley, you got to know how to get back up.
Right.
But also, on that note, when you said that, some people have to understand sometimes when someone is leaving you, don't take it as a loss. Maybe it wasn't your time to go with them anyway. And I think sometimes people take that as, oh, well, I'm not as, you know, I didn't make it, or I'm not on that level. It's not that you're not on that level. That wasn't your level to go. That wasn't even your trip.
Right.
That wasn't even your path. And I've had old associates where it's like, oh, I have to move on. I have to better myself. Boo-boo. I'm not stopping you. You should, because where me and you are, I'm not where you are. I actually don't even want to go where you are. So I'm actually for you. You should go.
Right. But here's the problem with a lot of those people. They see those things and they want it, but they can't handle it. Or they don't have the wherewithal to be able to walk in it every day.
Right.
You know, the word says, much is given, much is required.
Yeah.
So God is not going to give you nothing unless you prepare.
Unless you prepare.
Absolutely.
And that's why I say, people are quick to criticize so much of what they are not willing to go through themselves. And when you see somebody do it a different way, you find something to say. And that's one thing I will say about Jay-Z. I don't, people kill me when they act like they have dinner with him and Beyonce, so they know his personality. Like, oh, I can't stand him. You don't even know this man, but it's okay. But
people can't stand what they don't understand, or they fear what they don't understand.
To say whatever. And one thing I love about Jay-Z,
they don't understand.
Jay-Z has heard it all. And it just bounces off him. That man walks like
But that's
this.
a part of leadership. You have to be.
I love
it's
that.
called humility.
Right.
You have to be able to take humility.
Yeah,
that's a
you gotta
part of
know how to
leadership
be
as
humble.
well.
Yeah.
Like if you can't take the stones being thrown at
'Cause
you
they
and
gonna say everything.
build a house with it,
Then
then
you
that
gonna
role
be
ain't
all
gonna be for you. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you feel like everything somebody says to you is a personal attack, or it may be,
And
but
who cares?
if you're not self-aware about yourself and what you know and where you're headed, you always gonna trip over them stones that's being thrown at you. You understand what I'm saying? So if Jay-Z had listened to people about his big nose and his big lips and his appearance, you think he would still be making records and videos? He probably wouldn't, but he don't give a shit about you know what I'm saying, about stupid shit like that. Like he would say, like, I'm not gonna argue with you about stupid shit. I'm not arrogant, but I'm just not gonna argue with you about stupid shit. But you understand
But you
what
know
I'm
what I
saying?
love about him is his confidence.
You gotta have the confidence.
And not a lot of people have that level of confidence.
No, and
You know
that's
what
what I
mean?
love.
And that's what his
That's 'cause the
strength comes
pressure-
in.
the
And that's
pressure-
why he's able to do what he's done.
The pressure
and,
from the people.
And leave a legacy and be an example to those who thrive to do what he's done. But now, in order for you to be able to do that, you can't walk exactly in his footsteps, but you take those examples, okay, and you utilize them for the good, okay, because you might not be the billionaire, but somebody else attached to you can use that as a benefit that you can have.
You gotta be an asset. It's
So you
all
gotta
about
know what your
assets.
blessings are.
Yeah.
You really gotta know it.
And on that, Rel, I know you have to go, so we gonna end this. But Rel will be, Rel's no longer gonna be on the phone. He gonna be up here.
Yo, Rel, she said you gotta go. Like you gotta go to bed now. Like go to bed.
I gotta put the little one to bed.
Yeah, I was about to
We
say,
understand that.
You gotta put the kitty to bed. But
yeah.
You said like you gotta go to bed.
but Rel has promised
I'm
to
getting
go.
old, brother. I be in the bed too. I put Mace to bed. I be going to sleep right
Oh,
there.
I
with
hear
him.
you.
So,
Listen,
you know what? Let me get this sleep too. Why not?
Yeah,
I
right.
understand. Listen, scholar parent, we understand successor parent. You remember that 4:00 wake up, 7:20 at the door. So I definitely understand where you're going from. But Rel's definitely gonna be up here more often.
appreciate you, Rel.
Yeah,
Appreciate you.
absolutely. We send blessings
That's
and
always
prayers
good
to you and your
Yes,
family.
thank you, Al. Always good to hear your voice as well.
All
And
right.
you guys just keep doing what you're doing. And that's the, like I said, for me, is I may not be doing my thing right now. Me and Mrs. Bella may not be doing our thing, but I will definitely always lend my time and energy to you guys and help promote y'all and get y'all to where y'all need to be too. I love talking with y'all always.
Yeah. So
Yeah, let me say this to you, brother. No matter how you do it, when you feel like doing it, when you don't feel like doing it, you're still successful.
I know that's
There you
right.
go.
Absolutely. And just to touch on that real quick too, it's like even in that 1 year doing the show, it brought about so many other opportunities with other things. And so when you look at it in a whole, it was like it was a win, things are successful, and it's not over. It's just a break right now.
That's it.
It's just begun.
And I love that. I love that saying. I know he's hanging up, but I'm gonna keep saying it. I love that saying. When people was like, "It's not over. It's just beginning," and that's the truth. There's never a cutoff time, and I think that's what a lot of people fear to understand. And to piggyback off of even again Tyler Perry and stuff. I was still while we were talking, looking at the different posts that's coming on social media, and they're talking about how he has right now one of the biggest studios. He's bigger than Universal and Disney.
Yeah.
And that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's something different that I'm not saying it's not unheard of from us, but it's never been tried by us.
But here's
I
the
got
thing.
a question.
Here's-
I got a serious question. Do you think that and me just personally, like, they said like Beyonce couldn't stop crying, and I can understand the emotions, but do you think sometimes we get a little bit too dramatic?
Nah, I don't think so.
not
Let me
at
tell
all.
you why that's important.
Listen, and listen, I understand the long time coming perspective.
Let me tell you why that's important, though.
And I understand. Listen to what I'm saying. I understand the long time coming perspective, but how I'm set up is that when I get my trophy, my attitude is like, I've been deserving of that. You understand what I'm saying? It's just from and maybe it's me being an athlete. You know how your coach says, when you go up there like a champ, like the champ you always was, even if they didn't recognize you or they didn't. You understand what I'm saying? Like, do you think sometimes we get a little bit dramatic when certain things
No, but what you're speaking from, I hear what you're speaking from, and that's a given. Yeah, once all the hard work you put in, right, and you get to that point, yeah, you're supposed to receive all that you got coming to you. But this is more than just him building a studio.
Yeah.
We talking about this. This is a first.
It's a first.
Right.
You hear me?
Yeah, you're right.
When we look at our people,
and what we've been
it's the same thing when Obama was elected president.
Yeah.
That's a first.
Yeah.
So what does it say to a race of people that come from abuse? What does it say to a race of people who say that you'll never amount to anything?
Yeah.
What does that say to a race of people who've been raped and hung just because the color of their skin?
Right.
Okay, it's a first.
It's the first.
So for those who really understand that, it's supposed to be emotional.
Right.
It's supposed to be emotional.
I think, and my dad said that coming from the South, he was like, that was what they embedded in their head, that we would never, we're dirt. We're not supposed to have anything. We're beneath them.
Do you realize in the 50s and the early 60s they were still lynching black men?
Yeah. I mean, till this day.
That's not that far ago.
And it's
till
still
this day,
lynching.
it's happened. It's
still happening.
Absolutely.
It just shows you. So for us to, and that's why I said I can't stop talking about this man. And I know we spent a lot of time on this topic, but it's more so. It's not just about the man. It's about what he did for our people. Again, that's why I'm like when they said Beyonce cried, Oprah. It's an emotional
Absolutely.
thing because they fought so hard to be noticed.
Well, I can understand Oprah's point of view and while she's,
here's
crying
the other
because
thing.
Oprah has been through it. You understand that
but
telling her she would never,
Here's the other thing. We had an icon die this week, right?
Yes.
Diane
Carroll.
But the reason why it's so emotional to people because she was a first.
Yes.
Right.
Julia, for a black woman to have their own TV series back then was unheard of.
Yeah.
We had the Lucille Balls.
Yeah.
We had the
Shirley Temples.
We had all of that out there. But a black woman.
Yeah.
And black women have been in movies for years.
See, I ain't gonna hold you. I knew of her name, but I wasn't really familiar with her. I didn't really...
And they just hold up. Let me show you what's so crazy. Not only was she a black woman that had her own show, she was a single parent on the show.
Yep.
She was a nurse.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Hold on.
Yep.
Hold on. Okay, so
right,
for all those people out there that are single mothers during that time, they see on the TV, it's like, she's single and she's a nurse. Mm-hmm. If she can do it, I can do it.
You opening up doors for
absolutely
for people who has been through the same
absolutely.
Struggle as you. I definitely could understand.
And she had a bunch of white neighbors.
Always. Even when I remember, that's what my favorite movie
said, what's
Claudine.
the secret? Because them Jewish people moving in like roaches right now.
My favorite movie, I remember my dad introduced me with Diane Carroll was Claudine.
Right.
Well, I love Claudine. Claudine was a single mother.
Right.
She was a maid.
Right.
So white people and whatever. She had 6 children or 7 living in the project. And they had
it wasn't a project. It was a tenement building.
A tenement. Okay, so they only had 2 bedrooms.
They had food stands back then.
Yes.
Yeah,
you should have seen the
absolutely.
shit. It was like little money, like Monopoly money.
Right.
And what I loved about her was in her courage. She had 2 teenage children, 2 junior high school children, 3 middle school, and then 1 elementary. It was crazy, and it just showed how motherhood back then for her, struggling with those children and the diverse, because she had a son like how I had, rebellious, wanted to be Black Panther, wanted to fight the man, all this stuff. Had a daughter who became pregnant. Right. So it was just showing the real life that we go through. But then at the end, what they try to make us seem as single mothers, no one's gonna want us. We're not good enough.
Right.
No one's gonna take our children. Oh, you gonna be by yourself with all these babies because ain't nobody gonna love you. And here goes
James Earl Jones.
I always say this man's wrong, but here he go, and he came in And this man fell in love with this woman, garbage man. Came in, married her, took on the kids. It was a struggle, but it showed black families coming together.
But see, one thing it did is it told our truth as a black man.
Yes.
Because a lot of people don't realize that a black man is willing to take on a woman with all her children when he loves her.
When he loves her. Yeah.
When he loves her.
When he loves
When
her.
he loves her.
Right.
I love you, so I love your children.
love your
Whatever
children.
it takes, let's
Not
do
just
this.
looking for a spot on the
No,
couch.
on the couch.
absolutely.
Or a
You
better
spot.
talk about that couch.
I'm just
Absolutely.
saying, I ain't trying to throw y'all under the bus, but
You ain't throw nobody in the bus. You better talk about that good old couch.
not just.
That couch kept a lot of people warm.
Springs and straws.
Okay? Talk about
So the
it.
springs be dropped, the stuff sticking out, the straw be
The
coming out of
story,
it.
and they be sitting their mouth open, jewel to the side, but they slept on the couch.
That's right.
But it.
Listen,
but
I
understand.
can't relate with that. But
So I definitely shout out and rest in peace to Diane Carroll, because that's the icon that we
definitely
lost.
rest in peace to Diane Carroll.
Did y'all also see
Definitely.
what's her name, Cicely Tyson at the BET Awards?
Yo, Cicely-
94 looking bad as hell.
Cicely
with the
looking-
blunt cut. I remember the blunt cut.
Yeah,
Yo,
she hung on.
There's no words
I need her
for
secret.
her.
No.
I need
Really,
her
there's no
secret.
There's
words.
no.
Her, Eartha Kitt, you name them. They are phenomenal.
women, and I think that's
Ruby
why.
D, phenomenal. Come on now.
And I think that's why women like Beyonce, because even in this era, you still have a lot of like Universal and all. They say we're too dark for certain parts, or we're too this for that. So for this man to come out now, and you created, and he don't. And what I love about Tyler, he don't just do black movies. Tyler is very versatile.
very
But that
diverse,
came with a
right.
lot of ignorance, and I think with the mindset and awareness and the consciousness that's happening now,
'Cause
with
they only
today,
think we one shade.
everybody is being more open and receptive to the different cultures and the backgrounds, and understanding that that tone that was set is a choice.
But I
It's a
think
choice.
also
It doesn't.
it's stupidity, 'cause
It
they-
doesn't. Like I said, it was
Yeah,
ignorance that
it's
was
very.
that was taught.
Yep.
And people are now seeing for themselves that you do have a choice to, especially in this creative organization that is growing now tremendously, with creatives of color.
Yeah.
People are seeing that, we can come together to make
Absolutely.
phenomenal films or music.
Absolutely.
And I said it before. I was just like, we hold ourselves back from a lot of opportunities because we hold the ignorance that was taught.
Yeah.
And this is why I respect Jay-Z again, because he was just like, me growing up, one of the few artists who took the opportunity to work with a rock band, Linkin Park. You know what I'm saying? And people looked at that like, but the sound was different. It gave us a different path. You understand what I'm saying?
But we did the same thing with my group Onyx.
You
okay?
understand
They
what-
worked with
but
Biohazard,
but
it wasn't unheard of during
right,
that time.
but then moving in different cultures, we have different music, different sounds. Now we got we had the South coming in and stuff like that.
Hey.
You wouldn't think that
But that's why I always say it's important that we understand the history. Because
Yep.
rock and roll was made by black
black
people.
people. Listen,
Come on.
all
But
the
that-
instruments, just
and all
like
of it.
Fat Joe said,
Yep.
is from Africa.
Africa.
Right.
But I think a lot of people, right, it's more of the accepting of the mind. It's just more being accepting of the mind because it was fed so much that we were like kind of bottom feeders, like she said, and we would never amount to nothing. So when people hear negative things like that, it's like, why would I want to be a part of your group? But then when they see the performances or they see the talent or they see the black magic, people want to adapt, but they don't want to adapt to the the obstacles that we face. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like I said, it's more of the mindset and being acceptant of what it really is. And I feel like once people
I think that's
accept
it,
things,
yeah.
we can move further. And it's gonna take time to, you got still people a lot of stubborn that like to hold on.
And I think it starts with the children too, because I just like what you're saying.
But
about
I mean,
acceptance and stuff.
feeding your children that
'Cause I know this
mindset.
week,
Feeding your children
we
that mindset.
getting ready for Columbus and all the stuff, and they've been teaching the kids the stuff in school. And what she came into my office one day and she was like, "Mom, tell me the real story." So I said, "Tell you real story about what?" She was like, "Christopher Columbus."
Because
So I said-
she's a kid who thinks for herself.
So I said, "What do you mean tell you the real story?" I said, "Well, what did they tell you in school?" And she was like, "They told me something like they had Thanksgiving dinner, however she broke it down." And the young lady that picks her up from me and brings her to the office, she was like, she wanted me to tell her the truth, but I felt like she was too young to tell her. And I was telling her, I said, no, I think with me and my children, it's good to expose them now because I'd rather them know the truth than not know it at all and still be living in this fairy tale of what they want you to think it is. So before I could even tell her, she Googled it herself. And she read the full story of what Christopher Columbus really did. And I'm just piggybacking on to say, that's the same thing with how blacks, how whites have constantly just twisted the story of history to suit their purpose. And unfortunately, a lot of us have stayed stuck in that mindset that we're so comfortable that we don't want to take a leap of faith and jump out the window and say, you know what? I'm going to do what you do too. Since you won't make it for me, I'm going to make it for myself.
Well, thank God I had a mom who taught me outside of school once I came home from school because, like I said, I had every black
book.
Autobiography of black inventors, doctors, beauticians,
everything.
People I've never even heard of
that you
besides Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. What's her name? The beautician.
Don't get me lying.
C.J. Walker.
C.J. Walker. Carver, the basics.
Right.
You know, like she taught me about, you know, a lot other black inventors and you know, learning about the great Black Wall Street.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't know about Black Wall Street and the amount of money they brought in and how they burnt it down. Like, so when you don't teach certain histories, the positive aspect,
you stuck.
People don't have that. That knowledge, like we can build it again or we can do it again because it was here before.
Right, but see, again, you got to understand why it was not taught. Why it's kept
Yes,
hitting.
to keep us stuck.
Was not even to keep us stuck because if you notice, we, as a race of people, no matter what you put before us, we always perfect it.
Yeah,
and
always.
we perfect it in a minimum amount of time.
You see what they said with Simone Biles, that she's not human because she the 3 new moves she did and she perfected it well, and they didn't like her because she perfected it well.
But listen, because of our DNA and our makeup and our ability to adapt to environments and different things, there's nothing on this God-given earth that we are not capable of doing.
And that's for certain.
And see, they know that.
Right.
Okay, but they don't teach us that.
Right.
That's the missing link.
Right,
because
and we didn't know that. We didn't know that.
We'll tap into realms and areas of creativity and spiritual areas that they never even thought we could tap into.
That's why they wanted to tell. That's why they wanted to stop the consciousness with the ignorance, so we wouldn't, you know.
Right.
But then you have those who think for themselves, or who have the confidence, or who parents do instill that outside of school or what they teach. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That I feel like, but I think that it should continue.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying?
So if we look at statistics, let me take me for example, right? If you look at statistics, I come from a broken home. My father didn't live in my house, right? I wasn't supposed to make it past high school.
Right.
Not only did I go to college, I retired from New York City Department of Corrections, right? And I'm working for a major hospital right now in the New York City area, and I'm the assistant director for one of the departments. Okay, I'm top leadership. Okay, then on top of that, I'm a pastor.
Right.
Okay, so all the things that they say I wasn't, because I didn't did it all. I was in them streets heavy. You hear me? So about the time I was 15, I had enough. I had enough. What more are you gonna show me? What more are you gonna tell me?
Right.
But I was a thinker.
Right.
Okay, I love to read. I loved school.
Same here.
So I made sure that everything that came before me.
But I like learning.
No, you know why I like school? Because of the diversity of what the neighborhood was telling me and what the white man was telling me was two different things. So I said to myself, I could take both of these things.
Yeah, but that's why I said I like learning. I don't like school. I like learning.
And then I learned how to deal with those type of people.
Right.
So when they do things to me, it's not personal. I understand your ignorance.
Ignorance, exactly.
And if we all understood that, then the expectations that we had wouldn't feel so bad.
So it's emotional intelligence, like we spoke about.
But that's what my father used to teach me growing up, coming from the South. He was like, it's a fear.
Oh yeah, of course.
He was like, that was one thing he had to teach us. He was like, what you don't see and understand, he used to tell my brothers that, and he tried to teach my son. It's a fear.
Right.
They have a fear of us. And the only way they can keep us is by interjecting what they want us to believe about ourselves.
Negative thoughts.
And then he was like, unfortunately, you have some that are strong enough, as you say, the emotional intelligence, that can
strong-minded
see past the dumbness.
Right,
And you
the
have some of
kryptonite
us,
don't work.
Right, and then you have some that they feed into it, and some of the gadgets they use, social media, certain books, the way they teach our children in school, just certain things. So, again, I just, the things that are being done in this year, going into the new year by our people, I feel is starting to break the things that they're starting to feel so much more threatened in so many ways. They're just dealing with things so much differently.
That's why these past 5-6 years we've been losing so much more of our black men out there, our young black men and our older black men, because of the fear.
The fear.
And it goes back to, there was a time where a black man wasn't able to get a job.
Right.
But they were giving the job to the black women.
Right.
And they brainwashed the black women to make them feel like they didn't need a man.
Yes.
So now the man is out of the household. Now the household's dysfunctional.
Right.
Yep.
But those days are over.
Yeah.
Because you can't keep us down.
No.
Right.
Okay, we've wallowed through the mud. We've come over those obstacles. We've been able to climb up the mountain again. And when we get to the top, we realize, you know something?
Yeah.
I was supposed to be at the top the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm never going back.
I'm
never going back.
Right. Yeah.
So we're striving for the better.
Right.
We're taking care of our kids. We're
Yeah.
coming home.
Yeah.
We're doing the things that's necessary. We're help raising our sons again.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's what's important.
Right.
And that's what they're not seeing.
That's not what they're seeing.
And when they do see it, for the fulfillment of it,
It's
then
a
they're
threat.
gonna we're really gonna be a threat to them.
Right.
Just like the young man, and we said we was going to talk about him, Jamal Brown.
Who?
Jamal Brown, am I saying it right?
His brother got shot by the
Yeah.
female
Not
cop.
Is it Jamal Brown or am I saying it wrong?
Yeah.
That's the young man that,
saying it wrong.
because I know his last name is Brown. And
Let me get his
and
name.
I found that one was just crazy when they,
So
the whole story.
even with that, everybody's got this. Oh, the judge shouldn't have gave her the Bible. The judge shouldn't have hugged her. But
Joshua.
there's-
His name is Joshua Brown.
Right. But there's
Joshua
a whole
Brown.
different dynamic that people are not seeing.
Mm-hmm.
That young man, in his infinite wisdom, prayed for that young lady, showed her forgiveness,
Yeah.
showed her love,
Yeah.
and then he asked, "Can I lay hands on you?"
Right.
And not in a negative sense, but to embrace
Embrace
you,
her.
to let you know that the love is real.
Right.
Okay, that was nothing but God that day.
Yeah.
And what happened in that courtroom, the Holy Spirit fell upon that courtroom and affected everybody in that courtroom. People were in there in tears.
Right.
Okay, the judge was affected by it.
Yeah.
The police officer that sits in the courts was affected by it. Okay, so again, when God has a plan and He promises to do something, no matter how ugly it looks in the beginning, He will get His glory
He
at
will
the
give
end
his
of the
glory
day.
in him. I just, that, I forgot how that just, you start that one. Cause that one,
With this situation here, it is looking a little
suspect.
wary. I don't know if y'all seen a post with the judge and her making the comment. I'm surprised to see him here. I'm not really sure. Don't quote me on how the story actually previous from this situation, but according to them, Brown was shot in the chest after Brown and Green got into a altercation during a drug deal, and he was shot twice or whatever.
See, it's too many different
the
stories. Because
case
one
may
story
be-
is saying he was with that, and then there was another one saying he was shot
This
in
is
a parking
this
lot.
is the setup. They're basically saying they're saying Green took. Let me see. Brown shot him in the chest after Green and Brown got into an altercation during a drug deal, and that Green then shot Brown twice. So they basically trying to say
Set him
that
up.
he was shot over
Drugs.
drugs.
Okay, so the media is going to put whatever they want to
Yeah.
put out
Like-
there. And they want us to believe the hype.
Yeah.
Okay,
course.
but there's a reason why his brother said what he said to her in the courtroom. Okay,
Right.
and again, all death don't have to be ugly.
No.
Okay, everyone that loses their lives accidentally or just suddenly doesn't have to be ugly.
No.
Okay, there's a purpose in everything, and we never know why God allows certain things. Okay, but He does allow it.
Right.
If you read the book of Job, you would say to yourself, God, why would you allow that? But
there's
at
a
the end of the
reason.
day, there was a reason.
There's a
There was a
reason.
purpose. Number one, so that the enemy could understand
Damn.
that you have no power when God's in play. You have no power, no matter what you do.
The when he was killed, that the witness, the former Dallas police officer Amber Geiger.
Yeah.
Let me see. Wait. Basically, there was a situation where he basically skipped out on it was an altercation twice, and he basically fled after the shooting or something like that, went back to California. They threatened him with a subpoena saying that because he was like the eyewitness.
Whatever it may have been, if it has to do with him not turning himself in, or he was involved in some type of criminal activity.
But basically, they saying it was a setup, and that the judge and another police officer with the Dallas PD was in on Joshua Brown's killing.
Oh boy, that's crazy.
This is too much.
That's too much.
Like,
that's too much. Like that's only one person in the United States. Why do you put that much energy?
Do you notice how they put a spin on situations like this when it comes to a black man being killed and a white person still on trial for guilty or facing time? It always gets spun around
to something.
This person,
because they don't want to seem as they are wrong in any way, shape, or form.
Sis only got 10 years.
So it don't matter.
Baby, don't get me started on her.
It doesn't even matter how much time she got.
I'm saying
what
she
matters
got 10
is
years. That's a problem.
What matters is the fact that she was found guilty.
Yeah.
That's what matters. So that lets me know that there's a change.
She wasn't supposed to be found guilty.
Right, because normally she wouldn't have been.
No.
They would have found some reason to get her
throw
off.
it out and just let it go.
Absolutely.
But okay, so she was found guilty. The only issue I had too with this whole thing was the fact that she shot somebody sitting on his own couch eating ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And shot him, killed him, and got 10 years. Then they showed another picture, it was on social media, of a black girl who shot a gun in the air, something like that. Self-defense or something like that. She got 24 years to life.
Okay, so again, like I explained this the other day during the Violated show. Okay, the evidence that was presented, and the way that the judge defines the criminal act that was committed, is what the guilty verdict is supposed to be based on.
Okay,
and based on those things would also indicate how much time that person is supposed to get. So in another state, it might be totally different. Every state's a little different. You know what I mean?
I'm just like, only thing I could keep telling people, especially our own, you gotta stay 10 steps ahead. Sometimes that don't even help because they trying everything.
Right.
They really are.
Yeah. Well, we gotta have an expectation.
Yeah.
We have to prepare ourselves for these things. So we prepare ourselves, we can see it coming.
Yeah.
But if we don't prepare ourselves, then we blindsided.
You're blindsided. And that's why, I try to teach my son every day because he's getting older and he's out there more. And he, like I tell him, you're more able to be picked up, dealt with by the cops.
Absolutely.
Okay, I got the gist of it. Basically, the arrest was made in death of witness of Amber, the police officer trial. She was a witness of 3 identified men, Brown being as one of them, in a drug deal altercation, where Brown shot somebody. They fled from the scene and stating that, it was like confiscated 12 pounds of marijuana, 149 grams of THC, $4,000 in cash during the search home, and then Brown was murdered 2 days after Geiger was convicted of the murder.
No, I'm just over.
Y'all buying that?
No.
They
just
getting on my nerves.
Again, what they want to do, number one, is cause confusion.
That's it, because I'm confused.
And they want to cause a diversion.
Yeah.
Okay, so that you won't have to think about this thing anymore. Their biggest fear is us creating some type of uproar. No, us as a people creating some type of uproar because of what happened.
What's the fear of that? We done had the Rodney King.
But did you see the
we in uproar all the time. I don't think they're afraid of that.
No, they are afraid because I feel like the thing about it is we've had uproars. But if you see not uproars where it's like certain amount. I'm talking about all of us coming together and gacking.
You mean assassinating them like they assassinating us on the street?
Well, not even so much assassinating. We
assassinate.
stand at their door front, tell them to come outside.
Come outside. Because if you notice, the way they like to threaten and hurt us is two ways. It's by taking our lives or destroying our pocket.
Right.
But if we come together and fight back at them, they would. Let's be honest. If you was to step to your boss's door, white man, he ain't coming outside. All that he talk that way, he ain't coming outside. Because they are afraid. They're not coming outside. They talk a good one.
Everything they do is out of fear.
Right. So, but the problem is when we fight, we fight
I don't know.
separately.
Today they got shotties, and you
What
know.
you got?
I'm just listen. This is not personal. This is not about me. But I'm saying today, with the whole gun law and people allowing to, carry licensed weapons, you got to be careful on whose door you step to.
No, you're right. Especially in
Domo.
you're right.
No,
ain't no different today than it was 60 years ago.
I'm about to say.
I'm not saying there's no difference, but what I'm saying is more on the front side now. You understand what I'm saying?
But that's because of social media.
Media.
See, we didn't have
My
social
point,
media back
which
then.
makes it more dangerous. You understand what I'm
Well,
saying?
I wouldn't say it's more dangerous. See, the difference is that our forefathers had a consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
They knew that, you know what? Certain areas in the United States, I
You
can't
ain't
go.
going to.
And if I go in there, I know that there's going to be some consequences.
Yep.
Okay, so that's the same thing as today. There's certain places that we shouldn't go.
You shouldn't go.
Or we shouldn't get involved in
nowadays
because
it's not
of the
even
consequences.
you going somewhere. The problems and the trouble is coming
Coming to
towards
you.
you.
You want
It's
to know
in
why?
your baggage.
But still, you're going. You know why? Because why you want to put all your business on Facebook? Why you want to put all your business on Instagram? Why you want to put a location so people can go find you? Okay, so again, you're going into those areas.
I love it.
You're going into those areas.
I love it.
So again, we're not conscious. We take everything for granted nowadays that, oh, this is what everybody's doing, so I'm good. No, you're not good.
Right.
Do you know that there's over 70,000 black women missing in the United States
Oh,
that they don't know what happened
you
to them?
know
Nobody's looking for them, no nothing.
And it was funny because on social media, I don't know if anybody saw it, it was a stream of children. Just kept hitting. This
I heard
child
they was
missing.
going for like
this child
700.
missing.
Right.
And it was all Friday. It was just so many kids missing. And they were all little girls. I think it was like maybe 2 little boys, but they were all little girls. I said, well, damn.
I was saying that too. The number of kids going missing was kind of.
It was high.
It wasn't normal.
It's crazy.
It wasn't normal. And then I turned around and saw they had this guy. He was like standing by a park, just watching a specific 2 little girls, and basically was selling them for $700,000.
That's what I said. It's this
Listen,
world, but
you
you
don't
know what?
understand that on the black market,
$700,000.
what black women are worth
worth.
on the black market. You hear me?
That shit's scary.
Not only them, their body parts.
Yeah.
All of these women getting all these butt inductions and breast
And breasts and
facial
everything,
stuff and all that. Where you think they getting the body parts from?
I mean, I thought it was just an injection.
Nah.
Y'all putting butts on people.
Yes.
I don't know about that.
You
I
don't
know
know?
about injections, but I don't know about you cutting up somebody and putting their body parts.
Have you ever
on
heard
you.
of stem cell research?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't need to say no more.
But I thought it was mostly for the face.
Nah.
To change your,
No.
hands. I would, if me just.
It's just a lot going on. And it's funny because
fingerprints, face.
it's so much going
toes.
on that you just got to be
Listen,
careful now. It's the fact that I got hoes.
science,
I know it goes a long
technology,
way.
Yeah, it's a
biology.
But damn, 700,000. But we ain't even. We talking about sex trafficking. This is what I'm talking about. This was what the topic was. It was the sex trafficking for the young female, and we talking about the $700,000.
Remember dude that killed himself in jail? They say he killed himself downtown in the jail
in
on the
Brooklyn.
side.
Was it Brooklyn?
The multi-millionaire?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think he was into?
I don't know. You tell me.
He was into sex trafficking.
Man, listen.
He had a whole bunch of money to do it with, and he was doing it. And they had him. They had him dead to right. And R. Kelly knows him.
Crazy.
This is crazy.
And R. Kelly.
Yes. Listen, y'all laughing. Y'all gotta understand.
I believe you.
Serious.
No, but I didn't even laugh because you know what? As a mother, just seeing it, it's like I have to. Because now what I have to do with her is I have to even warn her more about things. Because
Absolutely.
once she's in, when we're getting on a train, sometimes she likes to stand by herself. I gotta watch even when the train gets too crowded. No, you stand where I can see you. No, matter of fact,
Absolutely.
Because at any given moment, you can snatch her run. I gotta try to find my baby. It's getting so crazy that you gotta watch your children, even my oldest.
Do you know that back in the days, how many women lost their children out in the open?
Yeah, they just
They didn't even see them taken.
And I just can't.
Like a second, boom. Wait a minute, you was just holding my hand.
And that's why
It
I watch
happened
people
all the time.
That's why I told you before. I watch people who always look at her and be like, "Oh, she's so pretty. Oh my God. All right, thanks.
Yeah, right.
Thanks. All right. Thanks.
Right.
Okay, I heard you the first time. She's pretty. Thank you. Let it go.
But see, there's a consciousness here, and the way I was raised, there's certain things you don't say to a woman about her daughter.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
She's pretty. No. Black men, we don't do that.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
We don't do that.
Don't say nothing.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
And I have to watch people like that, and then and it kills me. And people are, oh, but what is she mixed with? Why do you want to know so much? She's black. That's all you need to know.
I don't know, guys. Listen,
it's getting crazy out here. I'm about to move to Africa because back then, at least I know I'm free and I'm with the lions.
Listen. Just
But the lions like to eat me.
Word of advice, just watch your surroundings.
Yeah, man. It's time for growth. It's time to just come on.
Transformation. I told you that.
We need to come together as a community
transformation.
and start protecting each other.
Yeah.
Stop turning a blind eye. You see something, say something. Something don't look right. You need to check it.
But
instead of getting on a social media page and running your mouth about stuff you don't know.
Listen, that just goes back to people as individuals. Like I hear so many people say, we gotta do this for our community. You gotta do for you as an individual first before I put myself on the line for anybody that's not willing to change their mindset or not willing to move or
because you can't help nobody if you can't help yourself.
Yeah, like exactly.
We just said that the other night.
I tell you firsthand, I'm not doing it.
We just said that the other night. We both agreed. We was like, yo, I don't know about you, sis. That was our conversation. I don't know about you, sis. But I'm done giving ideas. I'm done telling somebody whatever, and then they be like, nah, listen, don't force flow. You got this? Then keep going.
Flow. You could spark the mind.
But I'm good.
But if that person is not ready to make them steps or make those adjustments, then that's what it is. Like what she said, Remy Ma, they was on Revolt and about the snitching, the whole situation. The woman, what was she? An attorney was actually telling you the proper way and how to go about a certain situation. So you had like a book smart, and then you had Remy the street smart, and just don't say nothing. Basically, not say nothing, but don't do nothing. If you can't take, the repercussions that come behind the streets, then you don't need to be in the streets.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? Because
there's a code.
There's a code.
Okay. And if you get caught, you on your own.
And that's the
you don't tell on nobody. You do your time.
Nothing.
When you come home, we're gonna look out.
And that's what I was trying to explain to my son, because these teenage kids kill me, and we're gonna make this.
But at the end of the day, in that culture,
it's
still no growth.
What?
It's no growth.
Culture?
Yeah, it's no
there's
growth.
There's never gonna be no growth.
It's just no growth.
But
you understand what I'm
saying?
saying?
In the street culture, there's never no growth. In that mindset, there's not. It's one set mind with the streets. And that's why I always tell people, and I tell people all the time, I'm not from the streets. But trust me, I do know how to handle myself in the streets. So that's why, do I run my mouth? Sure can, because I'm not afraid for you to come to my door. If I told you come, I'm telling you come to the door. Yeah, I did. I tell people come to the door all the time. I'm always ready. But I got to a point in my life where my dad had to teach me, you quick, but it's bigger than just telling them come to the door. You gotta
be mindful.
Better than something else.
Use some wisdom, yeah.
And I had to get to that point, and especially when I started becoming a mother. That's why, like I said, I tell my son all the time. And if someone posted, it was like, yo, there's a lot of people I forgave when I should have probably fucked you up. It's the truth. I'd rather forgive and take the L. I'd rather walk around here in silence and let you think the worst about me before I lose everything I've worked so hard for, which is my children, my freedom, and my sanity. Sure. So if you feel like Angie did this to me and Angie, good, I did it. I think I posted something else that said, my ex said, what are you doing? I said, everything you accuse me of, and it's lit. Because Listen, if you said that I did this, you know what, matter of fact, I did do it, and it's lit. I'm having a hell of a good time. You know why? Because my soul is happy, I'm happy, and I'm in a different place. So whatever I have to do, people gotta get to the same thing. Look at that face. We're leaving. She done.
She tired.
She tired, but she be trooping it.
But yeah, guys, if y'all just tuning in, we definitely touched on this. This today was about transformation. Just changing the mindset. You know, 'cause, right now I'm pretty sure everybody's going through a transformational period where you know you're conflicted between old habits and new habits. I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Let them
if
old
you don't
habits
take
go.
that step in growing your mindset, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Don't feel entitled for somebody to come and take your hand. And it starts as an individual individual mindset, and that's just with anything. Especially you know, in the media, like we said, we touched on Tyler Perry and what he's doing.
Yes.
You know, it started with his mindset coming from nothing, and now he own he just bought a $250 mansion with 330 acres. All right, for the creatives of color. All right, so you know, we touched on entrepreneurship.
Yes. Shout out to Humble Beast.
Shout out
again.
to all the young, you know, black entrepreneurs out there, guys. Definitely Xposed. If y'all tuning in, it's definitely a platform for all entrepreneurs, creatives, directors, producers, artists,
activists,
you know, business owners,
everything.
People who are doing something to you know, create opportunities, or you know, if you want the opportunity to expand your brand in a positive way, then you know,
come on, Xposed.
Make sure y'all put that word out there. All right.
Definitely.
And
don't forget Beauties and Brunch.
Oh yeah,
October
definitely.
20th.
Beauties and Brunch, Hell's Kitchen.
Yes.
We got the Soho Park.
Yes, Soho Park.
Soho Park. We got Beauties and Brunch, October 20th. It is a private event, but it will be, you know, growing and moving to different cities. I just can't wait for that lobster mac and the chicken and waffles
and the steak and eggs.
You got steak and eggs? Are they poached?
Girl,
or they fried? Okay, now choose.
They eggs.
Yeah, but you know, eggs come. You know, you get the sunny side, you get the poach. I'm a little bougie.
We know this.
Don't let the sweatsuit and the fitted. Listen.
And before I get a chance, because my phone has been so jacked up, Al, I apologize, but I did want to extend it to you. It's at 11 to 2. I know you have service, but your service starts kind of late. So I was hoping you could just probably come and bless over the food, bless over the whole situation, and just sit with us for a few. And then
that's on a Sunday?
It's on a Sunday. It's 11 to 2. I know that's kind of it's kind of crunch.
You got top shelf bar. You got like some whiskey, some cognac.
Yeah, they have a whole thing. Where you coming? He got.
Al.
What?
Hey.
I don't touch that.
Even Jesus had a little wine.
He made the wine.
I mean,
and
but
it was a different kind of wine.
He sipped it.
Jesus,
oh no.
It was a different kind of wine.
But I'm excited. So, like I said, y'all stay tuned. We making these moves, and shout out to Al. I see you got another poster up. So October 20th, Al got a function too, actually.
No, this is these young ladies that came up here the other night. They got a function on October 20th. The first annual Seeds of Sisterhood brunch.
Ow.
Similar is hosted by Melanated Moms. Okay. And it's going to be at the Factory, 451 Communipore Avenue in Jersey City, New Jersey. Is there a number on here? It's from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. I'm gonna try during the week to get more info on this.
Definitely support these women.
Yeah, absolutely.
We women are standing out and doing some
absolutely.
things.
Absolutely.
Definitely. And like I said, stay tuned. We're here every other Tuesday. Rel will be back in the building. We got Domo over here.
Guys, listen. You know, I know y'all see me heavy on the gram. I'm into music. But I know a lot of people got questions like, you know, what is it that she do, or what is she like? I'm getting my fruit my seed together, guys. I'm getting my seed together.
No,
for
Domo,
my
let me help you. What
season.
they should be saying is, what is it that you don't do?
Exactly.
I'm pretty much a muggle, and that's pretty much what it is right now. I do a 9 to 5. I work in logistics as a manager, dealing with 50 and plus employees every day, running the operation, admin work, conference calls, and all of it. Coming here to the radio station, motivational speaking. But a lot of my the way my brain works, I like to, my passion is music. I love music. I love the vibe. I love the sound. But I think words mean more. Words. I like the story told through music, and I use it to motivate people, in my own perspective and my own view of things. So it's kind of me doing that. I kind of found the people who come towards me.
No, they do, because I flock to you because I love her.
But thank you guys for tuning in again. Xposed. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yes. Later.